Good morning, dear friends. You and I are invited to a new day. God is inviting us to a new beginning, and the new comes with experiences that are unknown to us. We need to trust in God, seeking the good always, so we can learn the new and progress. Today we're going to talk about awards, championships. What is it all about? Emmanuel, in this new chapter, which is chapter 81 of the Book of Hope, through the hands of the medium Chico Xavier, he writes to us, quoting first and foremost Jesus, as written in Matthew chapter 7, verse 7. Seek, and you will find. And then in parallel, Kardec in the Gospel according to Spiritism, chapter 25, item 3, writes, if God has exempted human beings from the work of the body, their limbs would have atrophied. If God has exempted us from the work of intelligence, the spirit would remain in childhood, in the state of animal instinct. Okay, let's think about this. He says, we tend to admire the personalities that are awarded on earth. Podiums overcome inhibition in laborious training, improving their pronunciation. Poets torture verses for years, transforming themselves into perfect aesthetes, adjusting emotion to the rigors of form. Painters reconstitute their own strokes hundreds of times, fixating the colors of nature at last. Athletes spend indeterminate time handling balls and rackets or submitting themselves to severe diets in matters of food and discipline in order to guarantee the opulence of evidence. All of them are worthy of appreciation for the techniques they obtained at the expense of long effort. And everyone, however unintentionally, trace the path that is indicated to us, the victories of the soul, because there are hidden championships without any applause in the world, although attentively followed by the spiritual sphere. If we aspire the liberation from impulsivity, reactivity, the one that drags us to the scourges of anger, wrath, intemperance, we must adhere to inner regulations. Speakers, poets, painters, athletes will have read and listened to their coaches, but without their consecration to the exercises that gave them efficiency, they would be no more than aspirants to the titles they present. Such is true in the field of the spirit. We will not acquire balance or understanding, self-denial and faith by desiring similar acquisitions. We're not unaware that in certain circumstances of life, we will not remedy the difficulty with sweet attitudes. And there are moments in the road in which the silence is not the ideal guideline. we are not unaware that in certain circumstances, charity must not be molded into loose molds, and that sentiment feelings are not made of stone to resist untouched all the stings of the desire. But if we apply ourselves to the rules of effectiveness we believe in, refraining inferior impulses 5, 200, 800, 2,000, 10,000, 50,000 times, practicing humility and patience, and obtaining tiny triumphs in the inner world, which only we ourselves can evaluate, we will conquer the refinement of the spirit, finding the right word and the exact attitude in the most diverse situations for a variety of problems. Everything is a matter of beginning, and success depends on the loyalty to conscience, because exclusively those who cultivate loyalty to their conscience are the ones that are willing to proceed and persevere. Think about this last sentence he says. Everything is a matter of beginning and persisting, right? It's perseverance. It's like effort in repetition. What is the goal for us? To practice humility and patience. Because it's all about ridding ourselves of this ego that is an illusion for us, right? It's an illusion. I am, you are. Actually, we are interconnected, interdependent. There is no actual separation. We need to practice thinking of one another as life created us, all together, equal before God. Today, Emmanuel is giving us a very different invitation about championships inside of our hearts. And he's talking about that needed discipline without which we cannot progress. He is giving us examples of those who excel. We need to aim, he's saying, at excelling within. And he says this is an effort that will only be seen daily by ourselves. Nobody will be able to see it. And he says we should practice it by refraining inferior impulses. That's the first strategy. What are inferior impulses? Anything that is not superior, that is not noble. Anger, but not repressing. He is asking us to transform by practicing humility and patience. Yesterday, at the SSVA, the Spirit Society of Virginia, the Spirit mentors were sharing with us that a good way to see our level of faith, which is the strength of the soul, the thermometer is to see how hopeful we are when we face difficult people, difficult circumstances. If we remain hopeful, serene, our faith is strong. But we need to practice it. As he says, 50,000 times. It's a good exercise. We're going to get there. And he says this is about loyalty to God in us. Loyalty to our conscience is about loyalty to God. And he's talking about how we're going to make these efforts to raise ourselves above our limitations. What an invitation. For us, this is truly above and beyond what people think on earth. Because people are looking forward to external awards. We spiritists are being invited to inner triumphs, to inner awards, the ones that make us easily balanced, understanding, right? Noble, virtuous. Let us pray together and rejoice in the invitation of today. Thank you, God, for this wonderful invitation, this explanation that we needed to progress, to aim at this conquest within ourselves, polishing feelings, transforming emotions, acquiring steady, continuous, beautiful thoughts. Thoughts of the good, thoughts of justice, thoughts of love, of peace. We kindly ask you, dear Lord, to please provide us with the guidance and the medication that we need for the body and the minds. We visualize our loved ones and our homes enveloped in pure kindness. We visualize our friends enveloped in your embrace of protection. And we see light spreading around our neighborhood, our cities, our states, our countries, connecting our nations in bridges of respect and friendship. Thank you, dear Lord, for this new day and for the gift of living. And so be it. This is in the field of the Spirit, as Emmanuel said. Let us meditate on this and strive to conquer these inner awards in patience, in hope, in kindness, humility. Right, Maria? Yes, the thermometer of transformation. Thank you. That's a beautiful name. Inner thermometer of transformation. It's always a joy to be here with you, live and on demand, for those who are joining us later. We wish each one of you a beautiful day as we together practice these steps into our inner awards. Thank you, Lu. Thank you, Katia. Thank you, Felipe. Thank you, Serena. Thank you, Slavik. Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Nora. We wish you all live and on demand a beautiful day and night in God's love. And we hope to see you tomorrow in another morning prayer here at Kardec Radio, where you and I are always nourishing our souls.